Lessons from the middle. Where do we start? Well, 3 weeks ago, my dog bit the neighbor's child. And that's not something that anyone wants for a young child to be bitten. And I was negligent. It's a lesson learned. Um, it's a small, it's not a small, say a bite on the arm. And over the past 2 months, what I've done is make the difficult choice of putting a family dog down. Um, one, the pup was she just had cancer, and so we were contemplating her putting her down either way. So we make the difficult decision, and about 3 weeks ago, I made the call after the day after she bit the neighbor's child. I placed the call in to the vet, and we had her come up to the house, and we euthanized her in her room where she normally sleeps. We did the best we could. We gave her her last meal, and we all stood in the room and we cried and we hugged her. And I'm pretty sure she sensed that something was wrong, and she didn't know, poor dog. But life always comes to an end. But she had a graceful end in the sense that she left us not knowing. She just went to sleep, and basically that's what it is. But either way, I got a message from my homeowner's insurance about a week later, and my neighbor, who lives right across the street from me, it has a lawsuit against me. Don't know how much it is. I don't know what the situation is, and it's been eating me alive. Um, I'll give an update on that a little bit later on as I have more information. But you know, it's so we've got, but I take console in the fact that I've had tougher challenges in the past where I didn't know that. I thought it was the end of the world at that time, and reality is it wasn't. So I look back at it now, and I think I recognize it's at this point it's trivial in the sense that what I thought was a mountain is actually now a molehill. And I'm hoping that the challenges that I'm facing today is just gonna be that when I look back at it. um, I'm 50 now, 51. And if I have God's grace and everything goes according to plan, I've got 20 years left to live. And in that 20 years, there's a lot can happen. And I do what I'm finding myself listening to is actually channels and people from YouTube that tell me, the channels are going to be of the sort like, what would I do if I was in my 50s? And here I am. I'm looking at those channels and I'm figuring it out. There's a lot of other smaller challenges that I usually look at it and I think about it, that I blink and I'm going to be 60 and 70, and the trivial stuff that I worry about right now is going to be gone. And so I try not to stress about the daily grind of everyday life. I get up, I go to work, I come home, and sometimes little things might upset me. The kids may leave a dirty dish on the table, and my daughter lives with me. My daughter and her husband lives with me, temporarily albeit. So I've got my wife to lean on, and one of the things that she tells me is, don't worry about that. Pretty soon, you're gonna wish that the dirty dishes was left in the sink. And so, I'm trying to deal with it and cope with it, and I think I've been doing a fantastic job of it. But lessons lessons learned is, I know I'm supposed to be giving lessons from the middle, but maybe I should just rename my channel to Thoughts from the Middle, because that's what this is. But until next time, yeah.